Hello guys and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new product from a company called Mafam, and this is MX7 model that they just announced, which cost between $24 to $28. This is the box. On the left side it's got some icons and basically it shows you what sort of functions you should expect from this watch. And this is actually a sleeve, so the actual box is on the inside, and let's see what's inside of the box. Sure enough, you'll get the watch itself. I've opted out for the maximum version with extra 2 wristbands. You can choose the colors yourself. There's a manual with Chinese and English language. There's a warranty card. There's also a product quality inspection little triangle. The watch is shipped with a protection glass for the screen, and there's a 4-pin magnetic charger which allows to transfer information onto the watch. So first of all, let's see what's inside of the watch in terms of like the hardware. The processor inside of this watch is HS6621. The screen size is 1.69 inches across with a resolution of 240 by 280 pixels. I said a million times before that it's a very comfortable resolution to work with. There's also another 3 sensors in this particular model, which is heart rate sensor, which is RHS3300. There's a dedicated Bluetooth module, which is BT8858. And there's also a G sensor, which is SC7A20. This watch comes with 2 Bluetooth modules because it allows you to make phone calls. One Bluetooth is 5.0, the other one is 3.0. The battery inside of this watch is 230 milliamp battery, which with a good use should last you for a good week or even more. However, if you're going to be using this watch as a phone call capability device, then expect this watch to drain its battery within a day or 2. So it's going to drain it by far quicker than that. The actual size of the watch is 37.3 millimeters across with a height of 43.1 millimeters with a thickness of 9.8 millimeters. The watch uses application which is called WearFit Pro, and we've seen this application many times before, but we're still going to have a look at it later on. This watch comes with the IP rating 68, meaning you can take it into a swimming pool, into the river, into the ocean, and it should be just fine. Just make sure you always rinse it with a tap water afterwards. There's also a built-in memory, which is 128 megabytes, which should allow you to transfer a good amount of music that you can take this watch for a run and you shouldn't worry about it whatsoever. So a quick look at the watch. We've got a hardened screen, which shouldn't scratch anytime soon. It's got a curved edge to it. The bezel of the watch is made out of nice aluminium. You've got a number of colors to choose from. There's one physical button on the right side. There's also cutout for the microphone. You can actually see the mesh, so it's protected, so the water shouldn't get inside there. At the back of the watch, you've got your sensors, including that little metal sort of circle right there. That's for your temperature probe. You've got your magnetic platform for your connection, for your charger, and you've got your heart sensor, and you've got your blood pressure sensor, and all those good things. You've got quick release mechanism for both silicone straps, and on the left side of the watch you've actually got proper 2 cutouts for the speaker. I will demonstrate how the speaker sounds just in a bit. So now let's take a look at what's going on inside of the actual watch, so like quick actions and all those things. If you scroll from top to bottom, the first icon allows you to connect your secondary Bluetooth to make phone calls from the watch, and then the second icon is allowing you to have a always on display. That's a cool feature, I believe. And then you've got your Alipay, so that allows you to actually upload information about your PayPal or Alipay. As long as you're in China, I believe you can make payments. Not through like a Bluetooth module, but like it's going to show like a QR code, and the seller can just scan the QR code and they can debit you that way or credit you that way. And also there's other functions. You can jump into the settings, and there's also like a business card option just down there. But also you have to download it, and you have to upload it onto the watch through the app. I'll show you that maybe later on. If you scroll from left to right, that gives you access to your like frequently used apps, and also shows you the date and the time, and it's got the SOS call button. Just in case if you need that. If you scroll from bottom to top, that usually shows you your messages. It shows you 6 messages at a time. You can't reply to those messages, but you can read them and you can delete those messages. And then if you scroll from right to left, that usually gives you a quick access to things like heart rate monitoring, your data, about your day, so how many steps you done, how many calories you burn, and all those good things. It shows you the weather for one day only, so not for the week, but for one day only. And then it's got the music player, and then you can add extra apps, like extra applications, if you feel like you need those in that menu. So what I'll do now is I'll quickly jump into the main menu, which you should access by just pressing that right button there. There are 3 menu styles. So one looks like this, and then if you double tap this button, it will change it to a menu which we have seen in the past from FK88 and FK99. Some people like it, but I personally find it a bit disturbing, and it's a little bit harder for me to use. I don't really see the information really well because there's many different colors. And the final menu looks like this. It's got like an Apple menu, Apple Watch menu, and it's got a very smooth animation, which is crazy smooth. I believe for the price that you're paying, you're getting a really good watch. So what I'd like to demonstrate to you first of all is I'll show you the temperature measurement. It's not the quickest, and it's best if you keep your watch on the wrist for a long period of time, because then the sensor has a chance to actually warm up to your body temperature, but it usually shows you very good figures. So you can see it's just taking my temperature, and like I said, I probably advise you to keep your watch on the wrist for as long as you possibly can. We'll quickly take a heart rate measurement. It's a fairly good sensor. It takes a bit of time to take a reading, but it's very accurate, and I can't fault it. It's been working pretty good, and all you have to do once again is just to allow for your heart rate to be monitored 24 hours a day, and then it's going to be super accurate and you're going to be happy with the results. So taking a look at the main menu, you've got things like heart rate sensor, you've got your oxygen sensor, you've got your blood pressure. Indoor and outdoor activities are exactly the same. The only difference is when you're going to be tapping outdoor activities, the GPS will kick in to give you better results, whereas indoor activities won't use the GPS on your phone. And you've got things like indoor running, indoor cycling, swimming pool, meaning you can take this watch into a swimming pool, but like I've mentioned before, make sure you rinse the watch with a tap water afterwards. Sit-ups, push-ups, and free movements. So pretty decent amount of different activities. You've got your phone call capabilities, so you can dial the number, or you can save your preferred contact numbers through the app, which I will show you later on. You've got your sleep tracking, which is decent. You've got your weather report, you've got your stopwatch, which is very simple, nothing fancy about that, but it works pretty well. You've got things like messages, settings, you've got your calculator, and what I'll do now is I'll quickly demonstrate to you how the speaker sounds, and then we'll jump into the settings, and further on I'll show you how the microphone sounds in this watch as well. So we'll jump into the music. The music player is fairly cool. So as you can see, there are 3 different options you can choose from. You can choose for the music to be played from the watch, you can choose for the music to be played from the phone, and you can connect the headphones directly to the watches if you don't want to take a phone with you. So currently it's going to be playing from the watch itself. You can control the volume. The speaker gets loud enough for you to have a decent conversation in a loud environment, and you shouldn't worry about that whatsoever. You'll be just fine. So what I'll do now is I'll quickly demonstrate to you how the microphone sounds, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you some of the settings in this watch. So guys, the watch is about 20 centimeters away from my face. I'm in a quiet room, and this is what you should expect quality-wise when you're going to be having a conversation through the MX7 watch. I think the quality is fairly good. But it's up to you to decide whether the quality is good enough for your needs or not. So let's jump into the main settings and see what's going on there. So you can change the brightness, you can change the bright screen, so how long it's going to stay on. So for instance, we can change it up to 30 seconds. Let's do that. Then you've got your phone settings, so you can dial the mute and you can dial the vibration and call vibration. You can choose for those to be like on or off. So for instance, if you don't want for your watch to vibrate whilst you're dialing the phone number, you can turn it off. Then you've got this option where if you raise your wrist, the screen will come on. You can turn that on and off. You've got do not disturb mode, sound and the vibration. You can choose how loud or how quiet the sound is going to be, and the intensity of vibration. That's very cool as well. And then we've got some languages. I'm just going to scroll through. You can have a look and you can see if there is a language of your choice there, if it supports. It's got a fair few amount of different languages. And obviously you can connect to your mobile phone through there. You can set a password if you don't want for other people to use your watch, and you can reboot and you can restore and you can shut it down. So that's for the settings. So what we'll do now is quickly jump into the WearFit Pro app, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to summarize today's video, and I'm going to express some of my thoughts about this particular product from Mafam. Right guys, so let's take a look at the WearFit Pro app. You've seen it before, you've seen it actually in the past couple of reviews, but in my opinion it's been actually updating itself and it's getting better. So just a quick recap. On the first page you see things like how many steps you've done, your previous night's sleep and your heart rate and all the other things that this particular watch and this app could have gathered about you. And it's also very useful, especially if you're doing like sports and all those things. On the second page you've got your exercise activities. If you use this page whilst doing those exercise activities, it will kick in the GPS mode from your phone, which will allow for a much better and more accurate reading to be taken. So if you jump into the third page, you can see that MX7 is connected. You can see the remaining charge. You can see a quick recap about how many steps you've done, calories burned, and what sort of mileage you've traveled today. From the quick settings, you've got things like your wallet. This is where you can upload information about your PayPal, Alipay, or WeChat, but you have to have those set up before you can use it within this app. Then you got your business card. Once again, you can use those social medias to upload your business card, and you can use it later on to show people the QR code for your business card. You got your health reminders, so things like drinking water, making sure you're doing some activities. For the notifications, which is one of the most important things people always ask me about, you can see all these social medias available, including the in contact, and you've got Alipay and Nailed and all those good things. So there's good amount of different things you can set up for the notifications to come through. You can take a picture using your watch as a remote. You can also set up your favorite contacts, and there's a weather application, so you can turn it on and off. If you don't want the weather, it's not going to show it. You can set your alarms. You can choose between as many alarms as you want. You can find your watch if you've lost it, and for the other settings you've got hourly point measurements, so for your heart rate sensor, for your oxygen sensor, and all those things. You can set it up to take reading every single hour, and you can also choose between different time formats, so 12-hour format or 24-hour format if you prefer. You can do the firmware update. I've done mine is the latest. And now let's jump into the watch faces. This was the Achilles heel, and before it was really horrible because you had to pay for like absolutely almost every single watch face, whereas now the situation changes slightly. So if you jump into the new and you click for more, it'll take a second to update. You will actually see a lot more watch faces, and decent watch faces, which are now free of charge, and you can download those and you can upload those. You can see there's a Squid Game, a couple of watch faces, and there's also like a Japanese themed, and there's also like a ring, and the adventure times, and it's all looking very cool, and also like an Apple Watch 7 theme as well going on there. And there are many different watch faces to choose from. Really, you can choose between like almost like 300 watch faces to download, but like I said, some of them are paid for, some of them are free. There is a way to get a free watch face, even though it's like it says you have to pay for it. All you have to do is jump onto the last page, so go into Me, and down here in the bottom right corner you will see this like a gift thing. If you click on that, that will take you to the big prizes, and here you can either complete some tasks, or you can play little games like that, and you've got a choice, like you've got a chance to actually win like a free I know it sounds a bit silly, but you can win like a free paid watch face if you really want to. So that's like a little life hack for you there, and that's basically it about the app. And let's jump back into the review. Right guys, so now that you had a chance to actually have a good look at this particular watch, I'll show it to you once again, just a bit close up, so you can see what it's made out of and what it looks like. Personally, I think it's a great product for the price. It's got great microphone and a good speaker, and it's got a decent amount of different options, and for the price you really can't fault it. It's a really good product. So my thoughts are, it's a very good product for the price. So if you want, grab yourself a product. If you like this particular design, it's a product for you. Personally, I enjoyed wearing for 2 weeks, and I think it's a very good product, yeah. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and thank you very much for supporting this channel. If you still got any questions, don't hesitate, comment down below and I'll do my best to answer your questions as soon as I possibly can. Make sure you always follow the links that I leave down in the description, because I usually leave a good link that you can follow, that you should be able to use for a purchase of a decent product. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers!